Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's K47 here, and today I'm going to be going more in depth about the heroes and what to look for and how to gear them properly and what good chemistry. This is going to be like a part 2 of the previous video, so if you haven't seen the previous video, you should go check it out and then come back to this one. So if you're coming from the previous videos, notice how I said that each hero is in their own fraction, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they all have to be in the same group. Like all Watchers, all Minutemen, all Vindicators. You can mix match them and they can do the most damage outcome. You just have to really understand your hero's chemistry together and really understand the stats. So I'm going to be going, in this video, I'm going to be going over the stats and the gear that should be going with the hero themselves. Okay, so let's talk about Quinn. First, the gear is important at this point or any point. You should have gear unlocked. If you're still starting out, then you will unlock it when you get the subway. But for now, you really should understand how the skill work. Skill is very, very important. There is a method to skilling. Like you can skill up anyone, but personally I would recommend leveling up the first one and the fourth one together first, because the first one, it'll do an increased damage, but the second one will piggyback off the first one and do an additional damage. So you can get the most out of your character by doing that. These two, you can level them up as you go, but I would focus on the first and fourth skill for every hero that you intend on using. Okay, so here's another example with Max. You level up the first one and the fourth one, and then you can level up the next two simultaneously. Same with Baron. You level up the first one and then the fourth one and then the next two however you want. It's really, really important that you do that, because this will probably like make the damage output like actually like meaningful, and you have a better chance of winning. All right, so now that you understand how skills work a little bit better, let's talk about the gear. You can't just put any gear that you want on a hero. Like, let's say you use a tank and you want it to do more damage. Like, that's not going to work out. You have to use the gear specific to the hero. And you're wondering, like, how am I ever going to find that out? Well, here's a tip. So if you go on a character, for example, for this one, it says weapon damage. This one, weapon damage. This one, weapon damage. Weapon damage means strength. So you want to use a gear that has strength. As you can see here, Death will do plus 6% attack and will deal 20% damage after defeating the target enemy. That is why I chose Death. And if I wanted Castle, it will do plus 5% damage mitigation and plus 30% chance to block, 50% of damage taken. I mean, that's great, but for Quinn, it would be better for her to do more damage, because that's what her character is. It's a damage type player, not really like a tank. Baron is more useful as a tank. And remember, some characters attack people with the lowest agility. So if you increase Quinn's agility, she's gonna live longer than someone with the lowest ability. So you want your strongest like heroes to have more agility, so they're not targeted as often by Rebecca or Kelly. And this is the most important thing. Like, for your accessory, you want accessories that have luck, preferably on the 15. Notice how I don't level it up more than 15, because there's really no point on these. Like, there's no point to go past 15 unless it's luck. Like, I'm still debating on leveling it up, but usually you want to keep it at 15, because that's where everything is usually unlocked. And for this one, it unlocked the strength. I don't really need agility, and these are maxed out at 15. But for this one, if I had a luck here, it would be preferable, so I'm waiting for that. So that's what you want to look for. You want to look for luck, and you want to look for weapon damage with strength. That's how you get your best outcome. All right, so this is Max. This one as well, weapon damage. And as you can see for Max, I used Reaper. Reaper also is another one that has strength. You have Castle, Reaper, and Death. Okay, so I used this one, Reaper, because I wanted the weapon damage and I wanted him to ignore when it's being attacked. So as you can notice, this one I accidentally leveled it up, but this is before the knowledge that I'm telling you today, that you really don't need to advance it to level 20. It's a waste of tokens and everything. For this one would be a really, really, really good good one to advance because there's luck on each one. I needed to get to level 20, so this is when you should advance it to 20 because this is going to be the most useful outcome. And the reason why luck is really important is because this what makes your character or your hero attack first in any fight. And this is what makes you win. If you go first in any of these fights, you will win because you're going to be doing the most damage to them because you're going to keep attacking first than they could do to you. Like sometimes you both are very, very low HP and you lose because they're attacking you first. But if you have the luck, then you will be able to attack them and win the fight. And so it won't be like a close call every time. For your tank, your main tank, like your strongest shield or the tank that you use often, you want to have Castle. And you want it to have int. So Castle is really, really good for this one with int because this utilizes your tank very efficiently and it blocks 50% of the damage taken when you have all of them in the same. All right, so Quinn uses tack damage. So if you click here and you say see tack damage, that means using gear with int. And remember, weapon damage is strength, tack damage is int. So when you're asking what's int, it's usually under Hurricane. Hurricane has int type of gear, and this focuses its damage and does more attack damage, which is what her character does necessarily. So anything that increases that utilizes the character's outcome. And remember, you don't have to level up past 15. Sometimes I'm leveling up just because I want the luck. It depends. If you can find a token or an accessory that has luck on 15th, like that's really good. And if you can find one that has double luck, then that's the ones that you should be focusing on leveling up and getting them to 20. The way you level up your hero also plays a huge role because every time you level up, it increases its attributes overall, like increases the luck, the strength, the int, whatever the character uses. And knowing when to level it up and when to keep it lower is also very, very, very important. For example, when you want luck on your DPS heroes and you also want them to attack first. So let's say I level them all up. That means they're going to be roughly around the same agility or the same luck. But let's say I want Quinn to attack before the rest of them. I have to set it up in a way that Quinn has the most luck out of all my heroes, so then I can get them to attack in the order that I want them to attack. This is very, very useful because you're gonna for example, Quinn attacks the front row and then some characters attack the back row. If you have more back row characters and you get them to have the most luck, they're gonna focus on the enemy's back row before the enemy's back row can attack you, meaning the back row is where all the damage output people usually are. That's the people you want to get rid of first. So knowing how to level it up and how to utilize your heroes are going to be super important in the future. You're going to understand more as you play and understand what you're actually looking for in a fight. It's very, very time consuming to understand, and it's crucial to study every single defeat or loss you get in arena and understand why you would lose that fight. For example, sometimes I would lose fights that I shouldn't be losing, and it's all because of the alliance text. These are also very important. Leveling up the attack and defense. This one gives them more health. This one increases the HP for riflemen. This makes people live longer in arena. And also like the fraction, like these people are probably more advanced than I am, but that's the game. You have to study them to see what you're lacking and then focus on that and leveling it up. And basically that's all there is to heroes. It's just basically understanding the chemistry. For example, Kelly and Rebecca are very, very good together. They work well. Laurel and Glande, these are Glande is a season 1 hero, but these two go really, really good together. You would want Laurel to attack first so that Glande will focus his ult on a lower health player rather than the front row. And you want to get rid of the back row. So the more you play, the more you're going to know what to do and how to use them. But it's really, really important to understand the gear, as I explained, and to understand what to skill up first, because this also helps you in the long run. And to notice the team chemistry, you just gotta play and test it. And for example, like if you do go against a person that uses Rebecca and Kelly a lot, you're gonna want to have this guy in the front. Having him front and low level means he's gonna have a lower agility. So if he has lower agility, Rebecca and Kelly will both focus the tank in the front row, which will keep your back row alive, and this makes it useful for the fight. Either way, there are a lot of little like tricks and stuff that you will notice when you watch your gameplay and watch your battles and understand from them. But this is just the basic to get you started, to understand what like the gears mean, what to look for. But now that you know what to look for and how to skill it, I hope you guys have a better time fighting and really understanding what you're winning and why you're losing. So thanks for enjoying this video, and hopefully you like it, and I'll be back with another video sometime. Bye.